Pleased to meet you. This is Fixed and Folded. I am Yellow Lens Glasses Cody, and my yellow-eyed cat Tommy is drinking water right now. I'm going to be doing a review of the Extrema Ratio RAO Compact, or RAO C. So this is made in Italy, and it has Extrema Ratio's most common blade steel of Bowler N690. Bowler is powder formed, so you have decent toughness and you have decent edge retention with N690 and very good stainlessness. So this is a very balanced steel, similar to S35VN, but even more stainless. And you have this aluminum handle that's got some modern laser cut milling around it that gives you very meaningful traction, but because there's no smooth spot, there's no runner designed underneath the pocket clip, which is ambidextrous. This will destroy the fabric of your pants if you decide to use a pocket clip with this. This is a common problem. This is a problem with the MF1 Evo and the Kaimana Nero that I reviewed from Extrema Ratio. So this is also a 90-degree pattern, which has not been rounded, so it really will catch, but I like it. It feels professional, tactical, like it's really just designed to not slip, and it is comfortable with bare hand, which is really nice. I really wish Extrema Ratio would have just created some smooth spots for underneath where the pocket clip would go. Then that would be good. I like these finger cutouts, kind of reminiscent of the Kaimana Nero, but less pronounced, more neutral. You're not locked in to any real hand position with these. They're more suggestions. You can see there's just the smallest amount protruding from the bottom of the frame there, bottom of the handle. And hand comfort in saber grip is good. I'm going to say C+, or 7.5 out of 10. It's good. It's just because there's harsh angles, it feels like it's meant to be secure more than like an EDC comfortable. You have large jimping on the blade, and the jimping depth follows through onto the handle here and goes down to the bottom of the handle and provides the same kind of traction that you get from these cutouts here, where it's designed to grip you and not comfort you. But it's not uncomfortable. It's just leaning more towards traction than comfort. Just carrying this in your pocket, like I do. I don't use pocket clips with my 511 strike pants. This shouldn't chew up the fabric. It's only when you have a friction point like this that's pushing down against it, then it's going to do some, like a cheese grater. It's going to grate your fabric apart. But as it is, if you're just reaching your hand in there, putting it in and out and walking around with it, should be fine. This does pass my pocket test. Do some quick measurements. Got a total blade length of just under 4 inches, like 3.9 inches, and you have a cutting edge of 3.5 inches. You have a blade thickness that is on the thick side. This is a tank, like a overbuilt knife. And you have a total usable handle length of 3.5 inches in here, with a total handle length of 5 inches. So the dimensions kind of make the knife sound smaller than it feels, because this is a kind of well-proportioned knife. As tall as the blade is, as tall as the handle is, it's also thick. And it feels like a big knife in your hand. And it is a big knife. It's just not that long. Total length on the RAO C is just under 9 inches, 8.8 inches about. I think the specs says 8.75 inches, something like that. It's around that. Big knife, not huge, just not XL cold steel size, but oh, this is very well designed to be an amazing survival knife or heavy duty tactical knife. This is a great option for a one knife apocalypse knife. Even could take the place of a fixed blade, like a cold steel SK5 or something with a 5-inch blade. This feels so sturdy and heavy duty, and yet also has a nice saber grind that is on the high side and provides an excellent cutting edge. Even for like an EDC knife, even like, honestly, for cutting receipt paper out of the box, this equals like a Spyderco PM2 or Military 2, or if not exceeds it. The cutting edge that Extrema Ratio puts on their knives is fantastic. They have 3 stages of sharpening: coarse, medium, and fine sharpening, and you almost get a mirror finish by the end of it. This is from the box and melts through receipt paper. Great cutting edge, nice and even. You have like a skinning knife, sort of a tip, where it will pierce, but it's designed to be controllable, so you're not going to overly pierce. It's actually nice and how do I put it, tactile, where if I'm doing some piercing, yeah, it's nice and controllable. It doesn't feel like a dagger where I'm gonna go too far into something that I don't mean to. It feels like there's a bit of friction because of the tallness of the angle here going to the drop point tip here, but absolutely it will pierce when you want it to. Designed primarily to be a slicer or push cutter. You got a lot of belly for slicing. This actually does food prep surprisingly well. Yeah, you actually have, okay, I guess you can't probably see, but it's not that thick behind the edge. It is a nice gradual angle. You have this little tiny fuller here with some engraving, made in Italy on this side, and Extrema Ratio, just very tasteful, not overkill, not flashy, liking it. You've got their traditional, or not traditional, but you've got their very common DLC coating that they put, which is, that stands for like diamond-like coating, and it's very durable. Fit and finish is fantastic, except the blade came about 2 millimeters off center, and not a big deal because the blade does not rub up against the handle, and when it deploys, to me, it looks perfectly straight. There's no warping. There's no warping with the treat of the blade. Extrema Ratio tests every blade for straightness, and this is nice and straight. And very easy to point. The blade with this model, this version that I got, absolutely the tip of the blade is going to go where I'm pointing the handle. Great, very usable. The weight is on the heavy side, and that gives me confidence, a feeling, an impression of confidence, of overbuilt tankiness. This thing feels like a fixed blade, especially if you slide the slidey up. Just gives you that impression of confidence. The little slider, you can see here, it just pushes in metal. It's just a little metal tongs, and they just move forward to block the bar lock from going forward and accidentally releasing the knife. Honestly, I guess it's good to have this. If you're baton, you can, honestly, I'd feel safe batoning with this. Doing things that are abusive to almost all folding knives. This thing feels locked up. So the bar lock has a diagonal design, and I'm sure Extrema Ratio has a reason for having done that. To release it, this is not a fidgety knife. There's tension on the blade, which I'm fine with. I think that a knife that's like a professional military and police intentioned knife doesn't have to be free swinging. That's kind of actually dangerous. So there's some tension on the knife from the box, and it just lends itself to feeling secure and safe. So to release it, you kind of pull back. I don't know if I have any bar locks that you pull back on right now, but you pull it back and it just travels diagonally up, and you close it with two hands. This is made for two-hand closing, not too hard to one-hand open. I just kind of put my thumb against this fuller and I just slide it up like this. Just do a friction open, and haven't had any problems doing that, but it's easiest to two-hand open and close. So it feels like a stylishly designed survival tool. Does not feel like a toy. Here is a good example of another tank knife that kind of feels like a toy, but can also do heavy duty work. This is what is this? This is the Hogue EX02. This is designed based off the custom knife called the Mini Tank, and this particular one is the King Scorpion, Emperor Scorpion. Oh geez, I believe it's called the Emperor Scorpion model, designed after 1911 of the same name, the same coloring, and this is reminiscent of a pistol grip, and just the theme of being a hybrid of a pistol feel and a tank knife kind of gives it an element of whimsy, and that it's not really designed primarily for professional use, but more for knife collectors. So this is an example of a fun knife that has personality and character. I'm going to do a separate review of this one later, but it does not feel purely designed for professional use. This one does. This one really does. Extrema Ratio is good for doing that. So the weight on this is, I don't know, 8.4 ounces. So that is, I think, the heaviest folding knife that I've weighed. Runner-up was the SOG Seal XR at 8.2 ounces. And that's a big heavy knife and a very satisfying and cool knife that can do heavy duty work. This one is that and just a little bit more. It could do a little bit more heavy duty work probably, or at least just as much as a Seal XR. So I'll do a standard size comparison with my Spartan Astor. So this is a full-size knife. This is the same size as your Spyderco Paramilitary 2 or your Benchmade Freak. Ontario Knives Rat 1. And you can see that this guy's on average quite a bit taller and a little bit longer too. It's definitely a size up. And handle thickness, this is like between medium and thick for a full-size knife, and this is aggressively thick. Blade stock thickness, this is going to be thicker. So whereas this is designed to be an all-around do-everything knife, you know, maybe don't excel in any one category, but be a B performer in everything. This is going to be an A+ survival knife. Yeah, I mean, that's just really what this excels at being, is a folding survival knife. Certainly you can do tactical stuff with this. There is no glass breaker on the bottom, but you do have an angled pommel strike. Feels like it's aluminum. And so you could crush some stuff with this if you had to. You can see there's a lanyard hole built into the frame. So cool. You have a full aluminum backspacer with steel liners, and then an aluminum frame, and you have laser cut. You probably can't see, but you've got laser milled out spaces, cutouts into the steel liners, and it does obviously reduce some of the weight, but still this is a chunky knife. Balance is good. Balance is right here. Balance point is right here, which is pretty central actually. And the feel in hand is very balanced actually. It's nice. Doesn't feel blade heavy, doesn't really feel handle heavy. Good balance. Feels controllable, lively in the hand. You get different colors of the handle. The one that was available that I liked the most was this sort of a naked aluminum color. You got a black one that was sold out. I think this looks good. This is purely subjective, but this fits the tactical, like professional kind of a look as well as the black. So you got a Torx 10 for the pivot screw and a Torx 10 for the end of the body screw there, and then you have T6s for the pocket clip. Pocket clip hand comfort is really good. I didn't bother to change the angle of the bill out of the box, even though you can see it's pretty aggressively up. It just, because the handle's so tall, and this is sort of in the middle of the handle, my hand doesn't even feel it. Now, my left hand, I can put my finger, you know, just below the bill there, so I can align it there, but really good hand comfort. You have this much of a carry, which I find annoying because it's not a full deep carry, and it's also not the tactical carry where you have enough material to grab. So it's like a hybrid carry, which to me, just go full deep carry or go tactical carry to be the most useful. But as it stands, you're gonna grate the pocket anyway, so I'm gonna have to deduct some score because of the design underneath the pocket clip. Other than that, this is a really good knife. This is about $380 Canadian on Blades Canada. Yeah, so I personally don't like a lot of belly on the knife. I want it to be more balanced. Maybe I don't really. Maybe like this. Maybe like the EX02. This is a very similar shape to the Cold Steel. What's that big one? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. What's Cold Steel's tank knife that looks like this? Um, well, you know what I mean. That's with the nice contour G10 handle. The AD10 kind of has that bullet blade shape, but this one, it's got the belly. Uh, so yeah, it's a good um, all around design. The taper goes to a stout point at the end, not a needle point. This is designed for durability, not efficiency. But overall, it's the actual edge is more efficient than you might suspect for a tank knife. This is really good. I think the price at $380 for the materials and the design is fair. Yeah, my only detractor is the design underneath the pocket clip, and the blade is a tiny bit off center, which does annoy my, obsessive compulsiveness. So fit and finish, great, except for a little bit of a off center blade and this. Altogether, I'll take away 1 point for having no runner underneath the pocket clip, and maybe should I deduct any points from this? I mean, no, I can't really deduct any points from that. That's really not too bad, is it? So 9 out of 10. Extrema Ratio RAO C, $380 on Blades Canada. Have a great day. I will have another video for you soon.